Productions.
I'm a man who believed that I died 20 years ago, and I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody or anything.
Gary Webb. I am an investigative journalist, and in 1996 I wrote a series of stories entitled Dark Alliance, which was about CIA involvement in drug trafficking.
I knew a man who once said death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back.
We've both been skull and bone, the secret society. It's so secret we can't talk about it. What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go on. I'm sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the rest. Number 322.
I sad duty to report this afternoon that my friend and colleague, Tim Russell, collapsed and died early this afternoon.
I may die in this cell tonight or in the arena tomorrow. I am a slave. What possible difference can I make?
And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
What the fuck's up? Welcome to another Already Dead. Is it just me, or am I the only one that's getting weird delays in the music still, or
that 100% happened to me this time?
Throws off the vibes. I don't know if audience, let us know if you're getting that or not. I guess if you're not getting it, doesn't matter, but it does throw it a little bit off for us because then we're waiting for that like cue to like, all right, we're ready to like, because I'm ready to be like, oh, welcome, we're already, and then I'm like, then there's this weird delay, and then some like what. And then I'm like, oh, hey, welcome to Already Dead. Like, but like, it throws off that like natural, energetic flow. So, whatever. Okay, they're saying it sounds fine on their end, is what they're saying. Okay, whatever. We just gotta pretend there's not that delay. And they're having weird issues over there. So whatever. We're back at it again today. It's April 1st. Haha, just kidding. No, it is April 1st though. We're doing it. We're doing it live. Another Already Dead. Your favorite parapolitical call-in show, live call-in show. So here in about 45 minutes or so, we will open up the phone lines, and if you're a patron of me or Austin, you also can come on as a video chat function. You guys should start using that a whole lot more often. Now, I did want to kind of tell you, Austin, there's something that I don't know, it's weird. I do sometimes have to like, prevent myself from having certain conversations with you, like because I call you damn near probably every other day or so, and then we podcast frequently. But it is like, and so like before podcasts, I'll tell you, I do have to like sometimes like you'd be like, hey, this would be better to say for the show, because it's like you're almost like it's more authentic when people get to be involved in that moment. Not that this is some great moment, but I saved this for the show. I got hit up by Simon Dovey right before this, which I don't know. I know. Okay, great. The grapist over here doesn't know who that is, but Austin does. That's the. I didn't realize he. I mean, I assume it's him. I guess it could be any old person pretending to be him. But they had like a site that they had some other alt that like seemed to be associated with it. So the Simon Dovey's more like so they have some like weird alt. I forget even what it was called. So they have some weird. They have some weird like just normal like alt name online, but then you follow their link, and there's other things that indicate that there's Simon. Just either way, point being, yeah, Simon Dovey is the eye of the Chickenhawk person. Brother. So yeah, they followed me, and I just was like, I immediately was like, "Are you fucking Simon Dovey?" And they're like, "Yeah." And it's like they followed me, and I was like, "That's fucking cool." Because
Hotstar followed me. I wasn't sure
who.
Hotstar, the dude that like puts together the resources for the Chickenhawk, like It's
Oh,
so
that's
crazy.
him. No, I literally DM'd him. I don't know if I'm blowing up his spot, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, like I kind of guessed it. Like it was almost like you're
That's
saying it from his
crazy.
profile because it follows to his site that
I
then
did
is
not
advertising the
realize.
book under the Lone Star or whatever star, Hot Star or
Hot
whatever.
Star, yeah.
But no, that's a
Holy shit. That
yeah.
is
So
amazing.
I didn't know he followed you too. That's cool. I just thought it was cool that
Yeah.
that was
I
really
didn't
random.
hit
I was
him
like,
up,
oh shit! I fucking just random like someone that you like really actually enjoyed their work. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
No, I didn't even realize. So I thought, okay, this had to have been some sort of like, profile that was just like very much appreciative of the Chickenhawk work and attempted to kind of gather all the resources and put them into one
Mhm.
place. But that makes a lot more sense.
No,
That
it's just straight up
actually the
him.
author.
It's
Yeah.
wild, dude. Has like is like a 2,000 follower like a non Twitter account, and you're like, dude, you put out like
Amazing.
some of the greatest parapolitical work of this
Of all time
generation.
that I've ever read in my life.
Wild.
100%.
Just a
Oh, that is
fucking random Twitter schizo.
Holy shit. No, that's amazing, man. We're gonna have to reach out to more people, honestly. There was somebody else I was thinking.
I did tell him. I told him like, hey, I don't know if that's what you do, but like, you're welcome to come on. So, because I mean, that's like that's what we're getting ready to go to Vegas to talk about a lot of that,
Exactly.
which I'm kind of sprucing up my knowledge more on the finders. I've been digging into some of more of that stuff today, just to spruce up my knowledge, and the past like week or so. So we're gonna have to probably go back a little old school, go back to some a lot of more OKC coverage stuff too, because as we told you guys, I guess I can't really assume that everyone watches our morning content, but I guess just to let those if those who only pop in weekly for the already dead. We are. I think we talked about last week. We got invited to go on Jake Shields' podcast, but the tickets have been booked, so we are going the weekend of April 19th. So we're going to
Shout out your
do.
boy, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah! And as of now, the current
Grapeville, baby.
the current plan as of right now is like is to do 2 podcasts, and one being the Oklahoma City bombing. And then the second one being like kind of like Finders / Dutroux affair,
Let's
like
fucking
that kind
go,
of theme.
dude.
So yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm stoked
So-
for you
Oh,
guys. Fuck
yeah, I was thinking Isaac Weishaupt. That was the dude because I really like a lot of what he does. I think it would be
Get him
super
on.
cool to have him on.
He was
That
just
would
on
be awesome.
he was just on
NDS.
NDS. Yeah, man. Great
brother.
episode. He was one of the first podcasts, him and Juan's podcast, that got me like into the occult kind of,
Mhm.
So
Yeah, no,
shout out
it made it
Isaac, man.
definitely. Yeah, shout out Isaac because it
Isn't
definitely
he-
made me.
Doesn't he claim to be related to the actual Weissops, like that, like of that?
No,
lineage?
no. That's
No?
just
Okay.
a pseudonym he used that now
Oh,
everybody
okay.
like tries to frame him as like
Oh.
a fucking straight up descendant of
Yeah.
the guy who formed the Illuminati. So yeah, but I think that honestly, it was just a pseudonym that he used because he's very much like within that occult knowledge framework of like his interests are concerned. You know. But occult symbolism and pop culture is his kind of
Great. I have one of his
Yeah,
books
dude.
right here, man. I forgot which one it was. Sacrifice, Magic Behind the Mic. It's about
there you
like
go.
the music industry and all that
Exactly.
shit. It's very
Yeah,
good.
it's where we always dabble, where we kind of
Mhm.
find ourselves at the crossroads, where all of a sudden we're witnessing the fact that, oh my God, a lot of these creative personalities and celebrities seem to actually be spooks.
All
or
right.
intelligent
Yeah,
assets.
they're
Jules,
just actors
cue,
too, bro.
cue our first topic.
Right.
old Sam Tripoli with Sexy Red. So you can go ahead and bring that up for the audience.
Gotcha.
That kind of steps. Honestly, I was going to go a different route because there's multiple things we already have talked about that go into other things, other topics we have. But
Right.
here we go. Here's this. Put another $1. This is our boy Sam Tripoli saying, "Put another $1." And the conspiracy theorists were right. The tweet being that he's saying this to is that leaked government documents reveal Sexy Red has been a CIA operative since 2018. Also, this was sent March 28th, so we know this isn't a April Fool's thing. Now, click on this. Can you click on it? I want to see what they have that supports this. So see what the post.
Let's
She's been outed as a covert. Click on that again. This is some excerpt from something. Outed as a covert CIA operative.
Scroll
According,
up. Okay.
Well, I don't think you can. It's a
Okay.
screenshot. Yeah, you goof.
Xerox calling you out, dog.
He's been outed as a covert CIA Daily Noud as a satire account. We just outed the homie being retarded.
Damn. How dare you do this to Sam, man? We're gonna have to fucking. So this never happened.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, because isn't there a Daily Loud or something? There's another one that
Daily
looks
Loud,
similar.
Yeah.
So click on Daily Now. Click on it. Click on it. Click on it. Click on it. Click on it.
Hold on.
Click.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at something else.
Yeah, just click on the profile. Look, Daily Now, because I bet you it'll be like you go to
That's
and
so
yep, it'll be
These guys.
source for parody hip hop. Yup, that's what it is. Because there's a Daily Loud. That's the trick.
Fucking hey, man.
Fucking Sammy got tricked by the blacks. Wasn't even a full on Jew trick. That was a black trick. He got tricked by blacks, dude.
Same thing.
Yeah, no, dude, it's a higher level of wizardry, dude.
That's because he's talking about those hip hop psyops on the latest.
Well,
TFA.
scratch that one. I thought we were gonna be digging into something. I just saw that. I was like, okay, that'd be cool. We'll dig into the documents on the show. No, our buddy's just fucking retarded.
55,000 followers, dude.
I love it.
55K.
Oh man.
Hey, I will go to him Daily Now. At first glance,
It's a good grip. It's a pretty good grip.
It's smart. Daily Loud, not affiliate. Even right there, not affiliate with Daily Loud. You can see how close that is. So there you go.
Holy shit.
So topic number one of the day: Sam Tripoli's retarded, and we love
so
it.
happy we brought this to the table now. That is amazing.
Are you gonna tell him on your next show? Oh, by the way, for those who only pop in weekly, Austin did like 4 of them with Sam this week or some shit. I mean, honestly, Austin's at a point where he's gonna have to set some boundaries and be like, "Yo, dude, like, come on." Dude. Like at the very least, we're gonna have to like include something where like there's actual tinfoil hat appearances included or something because like getting out of hand.
It's been so fucking hilarious though because like watching because he's just running, he's on the 1s and 2s right on StreamYard for whatever this is, and it is so funny, dude. Just like certain things like when we started the episode, I'll have to send you because when we started the episode on Sunday night, it was very much kind of right like stumbling through accidentally not pulling up the right things, but hey dude, that's what we love him for, Yeah. So he's a genuine person.
All right, well guys, make sure to verify your sources. Do the tiniest bit of like looking into. Although to be fair, I'm gonna give Sam some like benefit of the doubt here. This is like one of those stories that's like, why even bother? Why even bother? Fucking like it's like the need to verify a story about Sexy Red being a Fed. I can just kind of just go, okay, whatever. It's not like meaningful information in my life. That's like a gee whiz. So it's almost not really worth the like 10 seconds of like, let's look at this profile and see what they're about.
Have you heard her music?
Yeah, it's awful. It's god awful. It's like
dog shit.
Like it's the type of shit that like you'll be listening. Your black friend will like turn to you and go, "This is I hate niggers." Like that's like this is. And that'll be your black friend saying it. Like I get it. I get everybody. Like all the things. Like no, she's the worst. Like she is the worst. Right, and this is shit I've been told by like black friends. They're like, she's awful. Absolutely. She makes everyone look at us and think, are they like that? Like, she's awful. Which is like kind of like, well, it fits. It works too perfectly for her to be like a Fed concoction because she is just ignorant bullshit. That's all she is. Like,
no doubt.
She's the we are going to stand and do a mixtape and do this a bunch and like sort of kind of put out some rhymes. I'm going to shake my titties and ass.
It's like a Ice Spice prototype, that type of, but hey.
Ice Spice is a little more downsy than her.
Yeah. It's just, it's apparently appealing to a certain group of people. So,
oh yeah,
man, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's but hey, to answer your question, Xerox 349, it's whatever this is. It's behind the paywall. It's exclusive premium content on Patreon. So, but yeah, if you have what it takes, brother, it's like $3 and you can check out the show.
Xerox, you can come.
Hey, you know what else you can do? You get the link. You could be here. And by the
Yeah,
way, to all
it's
my
an
patrons, I wanted to let you know, I have been sending it
I
out
have
personally.
discovered how to use Patreon.
I discovered how to use the Patreon. I've been, dude, I
This
dragged
psycho
my
was
feet.
sending individual email links. This is the level of personal care
Motherfucker.
he was sending out to his patrons. He was
Hey, man.
collecting their email
Look,
accounts from
that
Patreon
personal shit. It's
and
that
sending
personal
out
shit.
individual emails. They're just
Dude, fuck you
insane.
guys, man.
I just still
No,
when you told me that, my mind was so fucking blown. Like, dude, you can just send out posts to all of them. Like, that's how this works.
I know, man. So I tried it for the first time today, and it was awesome. It was definitely
Saved me so much
amazing.
fucking time.
It was so much easier.
I mean,
But,
it's great if you're thinking in the long run, you're trying to build up an email list, but
Right.
for convenience, fucking awful.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I know. That's how I've been doing things, though. So I've been dragging my feet. But hey, I'm gonna monetize for real this week.
Mhm.
It's gonna happen. You convinced me during that conversation. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, when we broke down the money. Yeah, this isn't great conversation for the show,
no,
but we
I
broke
don't
down the money, and I was like, why aren't you monetizing? You're just doing this for free, just for the fucking fun of it, I guess.
Project, baby. Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I did want to point out, someone in here was pointed out that we are going to be going on. We're going to be going on Jake's Shield on Hitler's birthday. I thought that was kind of cool.
Happy birthday, Hitler.
Yeah, and it'll be the Columbine anniversary and the was it? And OKC, Waco, a lot of shit. So I feel like man, we could almost make, like, yeah, it is Oklahoma City bomb, but we can almost start, because I mean, you've done a lot on Waco and Ruby Ridge. We could almost start from there and work our way. And then kind of, it's almost like, especially if it's like willing to give us a lot of time, and if we're ending the second episode, it ends on fucking like Finders or Tro. It's like we can kind of weave a tale from, from that,
Dude,
from the, then, yep. But
yeah, we can make a direct sort of, like, honestly, we can thread that perfectly into the other episode in many ways. So I think it'll be, honestly, mind-boggling for Jake, like, right?
Mhm.
Which honestly, I'm so excited, man, because first of all, right, like, Hitler's birthday, he's essentially becoming the face of anti-Semitism. No, I'm just fucking. But Jake Shields, like, it's so funny to hear people like I told you personally, I listened to like MMA show with Ariel Helwani, who's he's definitely Jewish as hell and Canadian as well. So, he's like
Any guy named Ariel.
Ariel Helwani.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a really probably one of the best MMA journalists out there, though, I will say. And he's been doing it for forever, right? He was there from day one, basically. But anyway, has an awesome show that I listen to all the time, although occasionally he'll meander into the political realm and expose himself for what he is, right? And
Jew.
exactly. But in reality, it's just kind of sad to see.
I had forgotten you were a Jew.
Dude, if that's true, there's no way that's true, right? Tell me that's not true. That would be so crazy if he was Gad Sad's nephew. But nah. Anyway, the point being is that his personal opinion that I've heard, his perspective on Jake Shields recently, it's the funniest thing of all time. And it's what I would imagine some sort of milquetoast liberal. Are you fucking with me?
Dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Are you fucking with me?
Both from Montreal. Helwani is... Okay, and is he like a prior UFC, isn't he? Isn't Helwani like an actual fighter
with
too?
The UFC before he had like a no, but he had a falling out with Dana White and like.
Was he just a presenter or a commentator? And that was it.
He was like an not investigate, but a MMA journalist that was really one of the best at his job. And
a journalist. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he would ask the tough questions at the weigh-ins, right? And like different things of that nature that would cause some, like, I remember there's this famous fucking interview he does with Nick Diaz. It's one of the funniest fucking things of all time. But they interview really well anyway. So
man, that's wild, dude. That guy.
Look at that nose, brother.
Good Lord.
Wait, he didn't fight? I could have swore he was a fighter. He never fought.
No, I know he rolls.
So
and,
he
like,
literally
does-
is just the like. He's just a Jew. That's all he. That's all he contributes here, really.
No. Yeah.
He is a
Yeah.
damn good journalist when it comes to his knowledge of MMA, though. I will
Okay.
give him that. Yeah, he's
All
got one of the best depth of knowledge. Like, but you know,
Fucking-
that is, dude. I have to confirm this personally because that's extraordinary and very unexpected.
I mean,
But hey, anyway, the whole point of bringing him up in the first place was just that I think it's hilarious. The milk toast, liberal, but also very much, average Jewish perspective that kind of embraces that mentality and ideology. They view someone like Jake Shields as like the face of evil, right
up there with Hitler.
It's crazy, and I mean the way they talked about Bryce Mitchell, the dude from Arkansas.
Oh my God! Yeah, he ended up coming out and apologizing for that, didn't he? We didn't ever really cover that when it happened, but like that was one of those moments, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. Whenever that happened, I was like, they're going to drag him out and make him apologize, and that'll be the end of it. Like, that's kind of what I thought, and that is what happened. But it was still wild to see that you're like, as crazy as the UFC has been, as much shit as people has gone away with, and it's like one time someone goes, I don't know if maybe Hitler wasn't really all that bad, and they go, get the fuck in the office right now. Like that's all of it. They're like, all right, this has been cute and all, but like, all right, this is what you're fucking telling the press right fucking now.
Right.
Like, okay,
God,
yes
man.
yes sir.
Right. Dude. I don't know. It's definitely possible that I mean, obviously you would have like it, but yeah, I don't know. If you like engage with his content, then you kind of understand that like how would he even really be utilized as an asset in that way, in that kind of community and industry? Ariel Helwani. As far as like it would be kind of.
I thought you were saying Bryce, like you're implying he's some sort of like controlled opposition. It's like no, I think he's just a country retard. That's hilarious.
Yeah. No, I just love Bryce. Bryce is super badass, honestly.
Yeah,
he's from
cool
Arkansas as well, and so
he's just a country tard. That's all he is. He's just foaming at the mouth, just say, I don't know, man. The little bit I've seen in there maybe ain't so bad, and you're like, I don't think you've read too much on it, so whatever. Exactly. We'll have fun with it. This is the guy that you're at a cookout drinking a beer, and you're like, okay, all right.
That's why his most recent like lead up to the fight with that Brazilian, I forget his name now. He basically cries after every fight that he's in, and that's like the most ridiculous. Yeah, it's crazy, but anyway, it was one of the hilarious, most like entertaining press conferences before the fight, and Bryce was just like they just shined it in the moments and really kind of like it proved who they were, which was just perfect. And he's exactly what you just said. Bryce, I think he has pure intentions. He's just a fucking country. You know what I mean? Yeah, brother. Yeah,
no, he'd be amazing to have a podcast. He'd be a blast. But like,
love it.
I don't know if you're thinking for carefully worded political takes from him. Like, I don't know. What are you doing with your life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're retarded. And if you can't, think in any sort of nuance, and that is the whole point. Is like you have like Jan Blachowicz and like these various he's a Polish fighter coming out, and he's heavyweight. I think he's heavyweight. He might be light heavyweight, but I think he's heavyweight. But anyway, he comes out, and all these various individuals in the community come out and denounce Bryce. But of course, you have kind of the rivaling opinion that shows itself as well. So you still have people who obviously overtly support Bryce Mitchell. But anyway, I think it was good that no consequences came in regard to. Yeah, in the UFC.
I mean, I think had he not apologized, I think we might have seen a very different thing play out.
Maybe. Dana's pretty badass, though. So.
Yeah, he is. I do really think they wanted to avoid, but I do think there was like a line that was crossed, and like that was going to be Like, as much as great as they are, like, I mean, we've heard, I mean, I think the cat's out of the bag. Most people that listen to the show probably are aware of, like, who butters the bread of the UFC.
Right.
Yeah, like, it's a...
Rahm Emanuel,
yeah.
by the way. Shitload
It's a
of
bright,
dynasty.
shining 6-pointed star is what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, man, unlike, well, just like all the others, right? It very much seems. And, dude, I will say, I know I covered it this morning, but that Kanye video was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, man. Like, the Black Klan costume in general was absolutely hilarious to me.
Yeah.
But still,
I think they're
anyway.
paid by Qatar. You want to actually bring up Roseanne
Brotherhood.
recently as
gotcha.
I guess been although us going even into this is just for funsies because let's be real, she's kind of like our BoomerCon aunt that just fucking like lost her mind. So
You seen that
we have
picture
here,
with Rabbi Shmuley.
huh?
You seen that picture with her and Rabbi Shmuley, like all the others?
No.
Oh yeah, I'll pull it up in a moment.
Actually, yes, I have when she has
All right,
blonde hair.
well, there you go.
Yeah, me and Austin talked about this whole thing the other day, the thing with Ian Carroll, about the RFK Jr. blackmail story and kind of angle of like kind of how
Than
Ian
what is exposed
Carroll's...
in that video. And I have sources.
Oops, I accidentally clicked on a thing there. Sorry,
Shut up,
I know you guys
Ian.
didn't hear that. What? Sorry?
I said, shut up, Ian.
Yeah, I accidentally...
wanted me to
Oh, was
play
that you
it.
clicked on it? I thought I clicked on it on my side because I have the
Okay,
tab
well,
up too.
I was
Okay.
trying to.
Yeah, we don't need to play that. It's way too long. But anyways, no, this is just David Icke commented, which, I mean, I don't even really know if it matters what he said. He kind of said the standard
Icke.
take.
But he's
David Icke, whatever.
Come
Get it
on.
fucking right.
I wish he wouldn't have.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll say what he said here. I think it was basically kind of what me
Be
and
nice
you
to
said.
David, man.
Be nice. If anything, I kind of like anytime I see David now, I do see like I kind of roll my eyes. It is always like bitching. Like I guess it's kind of the
That's
same
really
take
what he's
we
doing.
had about Ian Carroll, but it just comes off as like it's the same as like it makes me feel like when Laura Loomer was like giving people shit about the Epstein file stuff, and you're like, yeah, but that's because you're just being a jealous bitch.
Yeah,
That's what a lot of this
bitter.
David Icke or David
Very
Icke or
envious.
whatever shit feels like.
Got that envious energy, 100%.
Yes. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like to be with Ian Carroll, but a lot of me at this point out is like, come on, for real. But anyways, he pointed out the idea. He says, hold on. This guy celebrated the appointment of RFK Jr. when anyone with a brain cell knew that he was owned by Israel. RFK said long ago, the Palestinian people are arguably the most pampered people by international aid organizations. It's quite a nerve to tell your audience that RFK is great and then tell him he's being blackmailed by Israel when it was obvious all along from his Zionist fanaticism that Israel had something on him. I'm so sick of this constant contradictory bullshit. And he's 100% right there. But then we have fucking what's-her-face, Roseanne coming in there all Leroy Jenkins style, going, I love how a blackmail story about RFK is floated around and you guys go straight to Israel instead of thinking it could be the pharmaceutical industry, all because RFK tweeted anti-Semitism is wrong. It's pathological at this point, you guys. We get it. You hate Jews. No need to pretend it's anything else anymore. It's embarrassing for you, honestly. Which... I don't know. She's just kind of coming off as really just kind of feel like needs to be ignored. But yeah, it just is a kind of crazy aunt that's just not really in touch with reality. Really, it's just kind of like the idea that, instead of the farmers, like she immediately jumps to this farmers. This is just someone that's just grasping at, fucking what conspiratorial straws, like kind of mad-libbing it. Like, you guys think it's Israel for no fucking reason. Even though you guys probably could list off different reasons, but I'm just going to jump to pharmaceutical industry. I don't know, yeah.
Dude, look, the picture with her and Rabbi Shmuley.
Is it on
It's
her
like-
her page or?
I'll just present it and then stop sharing right away. It's super quick.
We don't need to share that anymore anyways.
Here's the collage. We
We
got Steve Bannon within the homie. We got, what is that, Cory Booker? Who is that? We got, hey, what up, DT?
You raped a kid. You raped a kid.
yeah.
You
Oh,
raped a kid. You raped a kid.
Oh, it looks like you're all compromised by sexual blackmail.
It's like Oprah, and you raped a kid. You raped a kid.
Exactly, dude.
Oh, dude, the perfect.
Yeah, then look at this. Mad Crab
Okay.
says the universal symbol for you are compromised. Exactly. That's exactly what this is. So
I have a little 15-second clip of her saying that though. I want to play it. I don't know.
What's that? Oprah?
No,
yeah, you raped again.
no, just before we get off of it real fast.
Word. Man, did you see that fucking Elon's trans kid?
That's for sure.
All bullshit. All 100% Muslim Brotherhood bullshit. That's who controls our media, not the Jews. The Muslim Brotherhood controls our media.
Really?
And that's why what I said and why I was fired.
Right.
Well, there's a lot.
Makes no sense because she's gone hard on Jew stuff before in the past. Like, not like hard. I mean, like, she's like against Israel or stuff, but like.
She wrote about like meeting Satan in her book, and it was like her husband, Tom Arnold, or some shit. Oh, it's crazy.
I don't know. She's. I don't mean, I don't
Hey,
know. Not someone you take.
Under Shmuley, right, Jose?
Yeah. Not someone you take serious. I don't know where you even getting this Muslim Brotherhood shit from. It just seems like I said, it seems like conspiracy Mad Libs.
Jewish? She's
yeah,
Jewish.
she's
Yes.
Jewish.
Oh,
She's,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, well, then what are we fucking talking about?
Yeah, it's fucking mystery solved. What's next?
I mean, honestly, at this point,
She's gaslighting. She's gaslighting the entire, American public.
I don't know. I think she believes it. I mean, I don't think she's lying.
It's possible.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's possible. But again, man, like, why are you hanging out in these circles?
Yeah,
you know.
Have you guys have you heard any follow up on the whole Putin? I don't know if you want to bring it up. The tab I have it, but the whole Putin assassination thing about. Yeah, it weirdly seemed to slip under the radar. We have I saw a few people reporting on it. Not much came of it.
Like a legitimately confirmed attempt at it.
Well, what happened is the day. Well, that's the thing. It never got confirmed. I saw that. I guess this is. I think they said the 29th. So what, like a couple days ago. And I think it was like overnight. I want to say, supposedly, I forget what the context was, but somebody said something to Zelensky, and he said he's going to be dead soon about Putin, and then we'll take care of that then, or something like that. Like saying, like literally, explicitly, Putin is going to be dead soon, and then the next day there was. It looks like his motorcade got exploded or some shit. And we don't really know. I don't know much. I haven't seen much reporting other than that. I thought maybe you guys might know some. Maybe the chat does. I think it seemed like they were almost implying that maybe it was like some sort of decoy car or something. But either way, it looks like there may have been some shit. So it's like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? So let's play this. Maybe there's something more here. But I don't know. Maybe the chat will know more than we do. But I haven't seen much reported on it.
I saw it on Midnight Rider. I got to give credit to the great Carly Bonet, and then went around and was clicking on GB News, etc. Apparently in Moscow right now, and again, this just happened, so fog of war, all the caveats, that Vladimir Putin's limo, one of the limos in his motorcade, has blown up in a massive explosion as a car is engulfed in a huge fireball on the street in Moscow. Now, it doesn't indicate that he was in it at the time, but it seems to be, if true, that this was an attempted assassination of Vladimir Putin. Breaking news, and I just saw this.
Yeah, I just pulled it up actually.
Yeah, someone says boomers still think we're fighting the Soviet Union. Like, doing a little bit of my dig into the finders, it is funny that like how it's framed in some of the documents is that it was like like it was supposed to be some sort of intel operation that went awry, is almost how it's like explained, as if like, oh no, and they were supposed to be like somewhat academic types that were like somehow, I forget exactly what it was. I think it was supposed to be like coordinated something or other, like working together. Anyways, point being is that the claim is that it's like, oopsie doopsies, now they're fucking, now they made a satanic cult and they're fucking slinging kids around. Like, that's kind of how it's framed. Yeah. So it's like, hey, we're trying to stop Russia, because it was like this started all the way back in like the 60s or before. It's like, oh, all this is all like, Cold War shit. You're like trying to start Russia, so like we gotta, if we don't fuck these kids, Russia's going to. So
This is interesting. So it looks like as Posobiec just of course revealed to us, this was his limousine convoy apparently. But yeah, I don't know. It looks like hold on, I want to actually see this video. This is the limousine.
Explosion. Okay. Boom. An RS limousine from Putin's official car fleet blew up in a huge blast just north of Moscow's FSB considers.
Footage showed which started in the engine of the a shitload of money, Oris.
Say that it started, spread to the interior, yeah,
of the vehicle. Interesting.
So fire which started in the engine. So fire started in the engine, spread to the interior. Did we actually see it explode, or is it just a car that caught on fire? Because
no, that's what it looks like. But
because cars can also catch on fire. So
right. Oh my God. I have a whole segment prepared for one of the TMDs about these EV batteries, the lithium-ion batteries, and
oh shit,
it's so crazy, and how firefighters like are basically saying that the fire services are this is like a challenge that's been unprecedented in human history as far as since the history of the fire services.
You mean to cut you off, but they're patting down these military officers as well too, because I guess the implications perhaps, yeah.
Over
assassination attempts, yeah.
Interesting. As sewers are checked ahead of Putin arrival at an event in Moscow. Holy shit, dog.
Huh.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is interesting. I didn't know about this.
Especially we're at a weird time. We're at a weird time with all the different stuff going on.
My God, man.
And it would be like if they were to pop shit back off again, we could totally act like oopsie doopsies, we can't do nothing about this. Russia pops back off. It's like that's kind of also a perfect cover, like a smokescreen to distract from Israel's shenanigans. So
you're saying Zelensky is just fucking like it's like he's on his last gasp. He's just
that's what I'm saying. It almost seems like this might be a long con that like. It almost seems like they allowed Zelensky to be, kind of talked into this, like the poison pill, like Mearsheimer or whatever. Isn't it Mearsheimer? I think that says the poison pill thing about it. It does seem like that's the case. Like it is like they almost like they like soothed him into his own downfall of his nation. It's almost like they walked him into the primrose path or whatever is what it seems like. It seems like they're fucking throwing him under the bus in very, very slow motion. And maybe, just maybe, we're tighter with Russia. Russia's tighter with us and Israel than it might seem from the outside. Maybe this was like a long con to bring Ukraine to the brink, while being a distraction for what Israel's wanting to do otherwise. And this all could be just a ploy. Iran was the big thing. And now they leave Iran because that's always the thing. Is like, is Russia going to leave Iran out to? I mean, they already are fucked and lost Syria essentially. Like they're not getting Syria back anytime soon. So that was their big major other chip. So it's like, it's almost like their Iran chip's kind of less worth anything. So I don't know. There might be some geopolitical plays at work here of like Russia being like, yo, I'm out. Like, sorry, Iran, this is your own problem. Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
So,
no, I think that, I don't know, man. This one's hard to read. I'm gonna have to look into this a little bit at a deeper level because who knows who would I understand like Zelensky's making the claims and the timing of this is all very that alone is suspect, but still, like you would think that I don't know. You would think that there are definitely multiple, at least additional layers to anything that would potentially occur that would be that consequential in nature. You know what I mean? I don't know. I would feel like once again, you assassinate, a political leader of that magnitude. There has to be a green light that's given. You know what I mean? and there's certainly no fucking way that Zelensky is acting on his own right accord and like utilizing Ukrainian special forces. Get the fuck out of here. Like there's no way that they were responsible unless they just blew up a fucking limousine that was like random as hell and had nothing to do with their actual convoy. I don't know. I just can't really imagine that. Maybe they just, due to American intelligence being offered up to the Ukrainians, it could be possible, you know, but I don't know. In real time, it's a little bit hard to gauge the reality of this story.
Well, with that, let's shift gears. I want to hear more about the Cotton. I want to hear about the Cotton Club murders. I heard you talking about this yesterday. I'm really interested in where that might lead, especially given the kind of where our heads are going to be focused for the next few weeks, preparing for our big show. But I do want to, in the meantime, Jules, if you could bring up the weekly dump. I do want to play this supercut to remind you guys, and just kind of also transition. This is like our interlude from one part of the show to the other, from the normal talky talk to the call-in portion. After this, we're going to bring up the number and also start taking in video calls. So after this, we're going to kind of be talking about some crazy child trafficking ring stuff, and if you check the footage, Oswald was next to Putin's limo. Yeah, but yeah, this super cut or whatever just is kind of a the weekly dump, just a super cut of the morning dump, which is me and Austin's almost daily, probably more like a Monday through Friday, you know, kind of with maybe some bonuses here and there on the weekends. So 5 to 7 days a week, usually at 10 a.m. Eastern on me and Austin's both of our platforms. Going live, you can check it out there. So it'll be on both of our YouTubes or both of our Twitters at any given time. So pop in for those. We kind of just cover the things of the day and sometimes a little older stuff too. But with that, I guess go ahead and play it, Jules, and we'll just kind of take a little break before we swap over to the call-in portion of the show.
Top Lobster Productions.
Pull your mouth back, so I can see it a little clearer.
Yep, and then an hour later, the man on the right there, the one who wasn't talking, he almost died, and I believe it was a young boy.
Nor am I going to speculate or comment
you will
on
not
that, but
acknowledge
I
that
appreciate
Israel
you
has
being here
nuclear
and
weapons.
asking me that.
No,
Yes, sir,
no
go
straight
ahead.
talk.
Tell you, brother, about this fucking this super special secret source I have, and how all the fucking terabytes, and we're gonna get them, brother. Like that's what this feels like. This feels like more
bombs. Do you know about the invisible bombs?
Invisible
Tucker's
bomb.
father, Dick Carlson, was longest serving director of CIA propaganda network Voice America.
And so summer after my freshman year, my roommate and I decided to go down to Nicaragua for the summer and work and, get involved in the war, and support the side that we thought was right. Who's not the Sandinista side.
Who's a freedom
Also
fighter? Extremely high levels of GHB in his system. Now there we get into some weird stuff. A date rape drug commonly used to incapacitate victims. The CIA claims the Ark of the Covenant has been found. This was shared by Rage Child to the show. Trump-sized pardon for ex-Hunter business partner turned key informant for Republicans in Biden corruption. Oh, so that's the angle. The angle is, we're hooking up. All right, let's try this. This is fucking gay. Rage Child shared this. This is after years of sexual abuse as a child growing up in Hollywood. Shirley Temple was eventually named Dame of Honor in the Sovereign Military Order of Malta. Pythias, and they're the first fraternal organization to receive a charter from Congress. Oh shit! You open the joke that like, I was told to start with a joke. I work for Israel, and then the next
your fucking voice too. Like honestly,
powerful elements of the Israeli lobby all over the Bush administration, and to have them being, some of the most energetic cheerleaders for the Patriot Act and torture and police state measures and warrantless spying, and that's bad.
These are two great examples in the reliability of physiognomy is what these are.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Like they truly are. This is the funniest.
Look at that
thing.
motherfucker.
And,
This alleged bus crash, which is it's so weird, man. Like that
laws
alone.
addressing anti-Semitism. Yet now he's getting this glowing endorsement as an American first, right? If you remember,
Candidate
right
for,
after that happened, Hillary Clinton had a political rally where Omar Mateen's father, Siddiqui Mateen, the CIA asset, was in a strategic location, positioned behind her.
I'll be fucked up if you can be right.
Dude,
All right. A lot of good stuff. We learned fucking this week Tucker's almost certainly a Fed. His dad was definitely a Fed.
No.
There's some
Voice
other
of
interesting.
America.
Yeah,
What?
No, yeah. God, what else is there? There's a couple fun little ones that we could have riffed off in there, but either way, we I guess you can take that down, Jules. But I do want to let you guys know if you guys do want to call in 941-281-5857. I see you in the back there, Bobo. You're welcome to join. It's also kind of weirdly become a lot of people like to hang out in the back of the StreamYards as
where's
well.
your mom?
Not join.
missed
Know
you,
your mom
mom.
today. I don't know where your mom's at. Usually they pop in there. But yeah, we're
Probably
gaining
'cause
a
I
little
didn't
crew
email
behind there. So, you guys are welcome to pop in. Just let us know in the private chat, I guess. And you guys get your own private chat too. So that's another thing. Even if you don't want to pop in for the video calls, if you're a patron, that's a perk you get. That you guys can literally hang out. You get your own private chat. You can leave chats, tell us. I mean, it's kind of a little bit. I don't know. You guys see I guess us dropping production notes. So whatever. That's cool, I guess, for you guys. But either way, it's a thing. It's a thing you guys can do. But either way, you guys can call in your video calls as well.
Yo, we got a Rumble rant.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's one thing I did want to address on my channel. I don't know if there's one on Austin's as well, but Bill the Butcher saying 07 salute. So for $10, thank you very much. Is there any other ones like maybe over in Austin's is that what you're referring to or no? No.
I don't think how do you have to is there something you need to do to monetize on Rumble? I'm not aware of.
I don't think so. I don't think I've never. I mean, I think probably when you get your money, I've never
gotta get that thing. First of all, I need to get my archive into the Rumble. That way, it's a little bit more appealing, But at the same time, I've only been using it as a live stream destination. You know what I mean? But still, hey, it's been cool. But did you want me to kind of introduce the Cotton Club murders?
No, I remember there was something in there that real quick. Sorry, there was something in there that was it's like as you're doing I got squirrel minded and something else came along and then distracted me. There was something there was oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about. That's what it was. Virginia Giuffre. You said there was something in your coverage. You covered it this morning. But you said there was something that was missed in your coverage this morning. I guess kind of just a quick recap. Virginia Giuffre is supposedly, reportedly, 4 days away from death. Been hit by a literal fucking bus. The most over the top, literally oh, there's people out there that want to kill me, and you got hit by a literal bus. Supposedly she's going through renal failure, essentially kidney failure, which is a slow, awful way to die. I don't know the details and why that's all they were able to do, but that's where she's at right now. So I guess you're saying there's new information, or there's something. Okay.
So basically, first of all, I wasn't aware of certain details in regard to the accident that allegedly occurred, and these details that I kind of read through after this morning's stream. Yeah, we already kind of were taking the angle at a certain point throughout the coverage. We sort of started to take the angle that maybe this is some sort of limited hangout in a way.
Yeah.
And as much as I don't like to, I don't like the term victim shaming or anything, but as far as
she knew what she was wearing.
You bastard. No, but honestly, in a perfect world, obviously, you would hope that you could trust the really a lot of these allegations that came from Virginia, I'm starting to, man, I don't know. I'm beginning to question everything at this point. And people had me questioning Whitney this morning, which I'm like, you sons of bitches. Like I need to figure out.
There's another thing that just you said that right now. We talked the other day about the BX situation. And there was some detail. There was multiple details, but just today she dropped. Take a wild guess, because remember part of that lore was that Kyle Seraphin was going around spreading shit, and I guess was saying like, essentially unrecommending her behind the scenes. Apparently, she lost a podcast appearance. Take a wild guess what huge podcast appearance she was about to go on that she lost because of Kyle Seraphin sticking his nose in, I guess I was about to say it doesn't belong, but I guess according to him, to be fair, I guess they were asked about them, like, what do you think about this person? And then he gave them their professional opinion that, no, they suck. Who do you think it was? Damn it, Tim Tuttle, you fucking ruined the surprise, but you don't look. Go ahead. Who do you think it is?
Was it I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure. Was it
Sean Ryan?
No fucking way.
Yeah, she Kyle Seraphin spiked her Sean Ryan appearance, which to be fair, I don't like Sean Ryan, but it's like, okay, whatever. I like BX. Like whatever, I like that stuff. I mean, it does make me like, dude. God damn it, are you a glowy BX? But it's like, hey, just going on there is not
scared right now.
But if anything, she didn't get the appearance, so like, okay,
hey,
well,
I'm not talking shit. Yeah. I don't know. She was so nice to me when she came on. I think she's awesome. I love her work, like everything that I've been exposed to. I have no real reason.
She is a woman. Yeah.
She is a woman. No, but honestly, it scares me when I see the infighting between her and Dana, because I very much think that Dana's like not pulling punches.
But I don't think. I think you're missing though, Austin, that Dana's also a woman. So
you're totally right, man.
So this is why, like, I see that and I just go, woman and also another woman, and so just like double woman, and that just become like Charlie Brown with his teacher, and just wah 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 wah, and I just don't retain any of it, especially when women are talking to each other. It's like I can't even. It's like, are you talking? Is there something in the room? I can't hear it. Yeah, when women talk to each other, that's when I tune out entirely.
That's so funny. No, but honestly, it does make me wonder, and I'm never going to like.
In all seriousness, I like both of them. I don't even know what they beef about. I don't care. If I see them, I see people arguing, I don't care. Whatever.
It really drives me nuts, man, to be honest, because there's so many people who, if they collaborated, it would be so just like a palpable collab. You know what I mean? Like everyone would tune in, and it would, at the very least, it would cover things that I think are worthwhile. So I don't know. It's like, man, what?
It's a big show. I would go on Sean Ryan, but it would likely play.
Invited, why the fuck wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. She got invited, but it's like then it got. If anything, it's the same. Like likely, if me and you were to go on to talk about a serious topic, it'd probably be the same thing that would happen.
The moment he's plugging Eric Prince's Blackwater phone, I would 100%.
Yeah, I'm out, BX. It's like I just can't even begin to tell you how great this cell phone is.
Right, it's just crazy to me. So I don't know. We're surrounded by spooks, brother.
But then also, one more thing that we forgot to cover on the show. Mm-hmm. On top of all of that, because I guess you kind of almost got to catch, maybe our show, the other day, the morning dump, but I don't know, not so much. But apparently, with all the back and forth, supposedly it was claimed by Kyle. I don't know to what degree there was proof. Yes,
Moron's talking shit, dude.
Yeah, right. No, I know I'm being silly, but I just because it's on Sean Ryan, but it's a huge podcast. Anyways, Kyle supposedly got doxxed. Bear in mind, though, he is also wading into 764 waters, talking about how they're all fake and all this bullshit, and how BX is full of shit. Yeah,
people,
and that's what they do is they dox people. Plus, let's be real, he was just part of the whole InfoWars production team with his, his role as Mr. FBI guy with special source saying we have 6 million terabytes, that he just did that. There has been it seems to be this whole rigmarole of InfoWars or InfoWars associated people getting doxxed, which so it's like it could be legit in like a 764 stuff. It could be fake. It just feels like once again, the perfect little play plays out. She gets a little bit too close to it. She calls him out. And for those who've been followed along online, he was getting ratioed like crazy. So it didn't look good for him. And then all of a sudden, how convenient, I'm doxxed. Oh no. Oh, the big mean BX followers are doxing me is what the claim then becomes.
That's so
obviously nothing to back that up whatsoever. And then she's just like, yo, dude, like, you also stepped into 764. It could be that. She gave him the benefit of the doubt and it was like, immediately like, well, 764, blah, blah. And I'm like, I saw that and I was like, I think he's probably, I kind of like, I don't even know if he really got fucking swatted. Like, that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that sounds like, this is the perfect moment to kind of take advantage of that circulating in the media at this point, as far as this people being swatted and doxxed, and in the alternative media landscape.
Yeah,
Fuck
they're also
this
like
dude.
the most artificially like boosted fucking people too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all AstroTurf bullshit. And that's why, like, this Seraphin dude, I never took seriously from day one, and it was because of that fact. Like, if you glow that hard, get away from me. Like, I have nothing to do with you, man. You know what I mean? And I'll go elsewhere. That's another reason why, like, all those influencers that got the binders during the Epstein bullshit, I barely knew who they were. I'm like, man, I have a lot more that I'm concerned about than to like find your disinformation and false narratives in this bullshit landscape that we're all sort of forced to embrace in many
JC
ways.
nails it here. He says doxing and swatting is how grifters market themselves as being authentic and real dissidents. Yep.
Fucking A, man. That is the moment you gain your credibility. You know what I mean? It's like honestly,
it's Misfit Patriot going on and on about how many times I've been canceled. You're like, who fucking cares, dude? You're like, but then you go look at your metrics and you're like, dude, you get fucking 50 fucking live views. It's fucking pathetic on a live stream that you do like a couple times a week. It's sad. And then you're like, but then you're getting tens of thousands of likes on Twitter. You're like, oh, there's a disconnect here. It almost feels, dare I say, artificial.
Yeah, manufactured, man. And that is if we don't understand every single time if it's associated with the media, it's Mockingbird. Like, we need to understand this is a commonplace strategic a facet of the deep state, and it's how they function. And they deal in deception, as we always discuss, and every single day they're attempting to misdirect us. And it's like at this point we have to just make sure that we've manufactured our own defense mechanism and remain skeptical at all times, because it's like, man, with the smoke and mirrors that's leveraged against us every single day during this insane like media cycle, that's just really just a strategic demoralization campaign to completely rob us of just our spiritual capital, like that. Honestly, like, we have limited supply and I think that's by design, man. Like, we're kind of plunged into this fucking dystopian nightmare, and we're trying to kind of sift through the disinformation for ourselves and try and put ourselves in the proper position so we don't fall for the for the propaganda the next time around, while the fog of war is laid around us. As I always say, it's just always being facilitated, these false narratives. And so for me, I think you look at the Epstein victims who get the spotlight. Why? What about the other ones? You know what I mean? Like, honestly, because like I'm beginning to wonder, man, like, what the fuck is going on?
Back to the Virginia Giuffre. I know you talked this morning about the one other girl. I forget the other name. That I guess you guys kind of casted some doubt on her, perhaps. Obviously, you haven't looked in that much, but now we got Virginia Giuffre that's saying that I guess that she misspoke or something is what I was seeing the chat saying that. Yeah, the oopsies. I know I said I was dying in 4 days. So now it's not. So now it is that I'm not dying.
Exactly.
I'm cool. And like someone was saying in the chat that I guess the police were saying there wasn't a police report.
Brother,
so now
look at this. This is so crazy, man.
Yeah, way
This
to
is
discredit
what I'm
yourself
talking
in
about.
real time, you know?
Exactly. So the update occurred this morning, obviously, kind of like late morning, early afternoon. So essentially,
so a complete
you know,
non-story then.
It's a complete non-story.
Although
and
she still claims she got hit by a bus, I guess.
Dude, listen to this story, man. Like this is so nuts. So obviously, she's allegedly had mistake. So
I did find it odd. I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but I did find it odd. I remember listening to you covering this morning. She said something in her statement, and I guess I kind of gave the benefit of the doubt because I'm like, whatever, because she's dying. But she said something about like how she just wants her kids to get there, but then something about shitting in one hand and wishing the other, and it sounded like wine. It sounded like emotional manipulation. Yeah, it sounded like emotional manipulation. Like your mother's dying, get here. So I'm like, but it seemed like very grossly. Because if you're a good mom, you gotta think like I could die. Is that really what you want to like leave the last message like that? Like, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, your kid should hurry to get there, but it's like if you're being shitty like that, and you're like, and then you do die, and you're like, oh shit, you know, like even if your kids are rushing, it's like they're gonna feel awful if you fucking die.
Right, man.
So
Dude.
I just thought it was like that seems shitty. So that seemed like emotional manipulation. So okay, now it is like kind of checking out that like maybe there's more going on here. Who knows? Maybe she's a little bit wing nut fucking crazy, and she's just trying to get her kids to come home or whatever to visit her. I don't fucking know, you know.
Look at this UK publication, Mum of 3. That's just, but yeah. So she gets this outpouring of support, which is just like that's interesting in itself. But of course she would. But you know, claiming she had gone into this kidney renal failure, as you'd mentioned. And this statement of 4 days to live just spurred an insane reaction, obviously, publicly. And so it looks like there was a new statement that was released to the Mirror. All right, this UK publication, and or it might be Australian, I'm not sure. But I think she was in Perth in Australia when this happened. So Miss Giuffre, her family said, Virginia thanks everyone for the outpouring of love and support. She's overwhelmed with gratitude. Today, she remains in serious condition while receiving medical care. Now, here's some of the details which were unannounced at the time that I was covering it this morning. And it looks like on March 24th in rural Western Australia, a school bus hit the car in which she was driving. It was like, or riding, apparently it says. It was going about 68 miles per hour, I think, was the report. The police were called, but said that there was no one available to come to the scene. So right away, what are we talking about here? The police were called, but said that there was no one available to come to the scene.
So obviously wasn't a super over the top because, I mean, I don't know how many accidents or, you know, I mean, I haven't been in a lot, but I've had times where you have to wait for the cops to show up and like,
right.
Yeah, I've had times you wait for a long time, but if it is something crazy going on, like they get there. Like if someone's actually hurt, like they get there quick usually. And like, it's not like this, oh, no one's available. Like, no, they'll make someone available because it's like, you know, theoretically someone's fucking dying, you know.
No shit.
That's what we were led to believe.
While
yeah.
You're slowing down and they're accelerating at a 70 mile per hour rate of speed, which is like allegedly had kids in the fucking bus.
Okay.
What?
And then now we heard seeing the police report thing. Now they're saying that he left the scene to get back, but he would file it later, which he did later. So this seems like an odd little detail.
These details.
Like it almost seems like you're laying out details so that way if someone later is like, well, we don't have it, and you're like, well, he said he was going to. I guess maybe he didn't. You know.
Imagine being a bus driver. Mm-hmm. They apparently 72 years old or something. Imagine being a bus driver and fucking fleeing the scene of a crime, where you right with a bus full of children, which they say in this article, the school bus driver had a bus full of distraught children and left the scene to get them back, saying he would file a police report, which he did later. That's absurd, man. Like, what kind of...
She pulled a boomer. That's what this is. She said she thought it was her private Facebook page. So
Brother,
she was...
That's the claim. That's the claim. But is that realistic?
I don't know. I mean,
it's possible, man.
I can see that that is some shit. Some like fucking 60-year-old dude, posts on his Facebook page as if it's like only some, like as if not many people can see it.
Would that not be the most convenient way, to dismiss this? Look, man, how else do you dangle limited hangouts to the public? You have to have some sort of plausible narrative that could explain this away, and clearly, you would embrace that as far as like this being the potential reality. So that's plausible, right? And so for me, it's like they achieve their goal if even you're buying, this potential narrative, right? I mean, God, like, I don't know if they could achieve that. Then who the fuck else would buy this at face value? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just for me, and I'm not saying that's what you did. I'm just saying that right, like, look at this narrative. It almost falls apart before you even dig below the surface.
It's very bizarre. Yeah, I think there's something more going on here. I don't even know if this is really kind of what me and you are kind of getting at, almost if like, I feel like we might be almost looking at one-dimensional. I really think there's something else here that we're missing. Something bizarre. It seems like some bizarre, kooky behavior. Yeah, me too. But it just seems something's just off here. So it is 100%. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of mental something or other, some sort of family.
This makes me think that maybe what Johnny Vedmore and what Whitney Webb have. And by the way, weren't they together at one point? I don't mean to air out anybody's drama, but I think that, like, basically,
I have no idea.
I really lost a little bit of respect for how much I appreciate and love Whitney Webb's work. I lost a little respect whenever I think they had a relationship together, and then they basically had a split, and they aired it out publicly in like a really, really ugly way, and that alone worried me just about assessing the credibility of the people that I hold very dear to me as far as reliable sources.
Women.
Yeah, this is Gladio. If you ask me,
I mean, you can women can do fine in this realm. You just gotta be aware. Just be aware, woman. You just gotta be aware of it. Don't ever let more than one in any space. And aside from that, you're good as long as you just bear in mind.
Jordan, tell me the details, bro. You have the dirty details of Whitney Webb's sexual life. Let's air it out as much as I don't want to. I need to assess the credibility of one of my key reliable resources that I love to at least, I hope to God. I know I saw from No Agenda, Adam Curry and John C. Dvorak. Like, I honestly really appreciate, as much as I think that they're a little bit, they fall into the boomer trap occasionally. Definitely John C. Dvorak. Adam Curry's awesome. I've always loved him. They call him the Pod Father. But honestly, man, as much as I've always been pissed off whenever John C. Dvorak used to question the credibility of Whitney Webb, I think the way he was doing it was, really not justified, because I think he himself was potentially compromised just by being at various events where, like, Ghislaine Maxwell's sisters were, and he would potentially had even been in pictures with them. So, like, if that's happening, then what are we talking about? So, of course, you would attempt to kind of clear your name and justify your. But yeah, dude, drama in the community, my friend.
Never. Women never argue.
I'm just saying, like,
I try to steer away from this shit. Is there anything more on Giuffre? Is there?
Yeah.
Is that the? No. Like, that seemed like the end of the story. That was like,
no.
Didn't know if there's anything
there's
more.
more. That's
there's more. Okay.
Yeah, and we should cover, because anyway, don't take this as far as, like, I would not ever discredit Whitney's work at this moment. until I'm like legitimately exposed to some actual corroborated evidence that proves otherwise. But if you guys have any real evidence of her like familial connections to like anything that kind of draws into question that very aspect of assessing her credibility, then please send it to me, because I'm very curious to know. And that's something that John C. Dvorak would always claim, is that she apparently was just kind of making these loose connections based on people who knew each other, who attended various events that the others were attending as well, and then would make like direct connections or direct implications at the very least based on that evidence, and wouldn't prove anything at a more deeper level in certain aspects of her research. And I get that criticism, but anyway, I'll move on. I just think it's really important, because as much as I don't know, I think Whitney Webb's one of the greatest researchers out there right now. And so so it's like, as much as I appreciate and value her work, I think it's important to assess this. And Ryan Dawson, I get it. I know the infighting there, but
what more do we got on Virginia? Because
dude,
it seems to me,
Jose.
you're good. I
Damn,
just from
dude.
outside looking in, it looks like we've wrapped up to a bow. I just don't know what else. Is there more to the story? It sounds like their final story is she boomered it up. She's being ridiculous.
No,
don't worry about it. Okay.
Because again, there's details that were given by the police and the police commissioner himself. So I think that's important.
I'm just trying to make sure we get to the other child rape stories we have before we. I mean, right now we're just covering, a child rape, a child rape victim later after they've lost their mind and are reaching out to their family to try to get them to come back, and it's a sad, awful cycle that they're probably stuck in as a result of their awful traumatic abuse. But I
honestly think it may be more than that. And again, like the whole reason I brought up Whitney and Johnny was because they were questioning the credibility of Maria Farmer, and Virginia Giuffre or Giuffre. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but either way, I've heard it pronounced both ways. So here are the details of the alleged collision that occurred with this bus, and a little bit more than that. So Miss Giuffre has been living near Perth in Western Australia, and Western Australia police said they received a report of a minor crash between a school bus and a car in Near Gabby, about 12 miles north of Perth, on March 24th. The collision was reported by the bus driver the following day, as we mentioned earlier, and which in itself is very strange. So there were no reported injuries as a result of the crash. Very interesting. Professor Simon Davies, a trustee of Kidney Research UK and former emeritus professor of nephrology and dialysis medicine at Keele University, told Metro, "You can get a kidney injury after an accident such as a car crash, but it would be a very severe injury. You're talking about a major trauma which involves a lot of tissue damage. You definitely can have a kidney injury from a car wreck, but it would likely be a serious injury, likely in intensive care. And you would not be in a strong position to be having conversations at that point. If someone's kidneys stopped working as a result of severe injuries or trauma, then it is right to say that without further proper treatment, dialysis, or some sort of supportive therapy, then you could die without that treatment in a matter of days," he added. And I also saw people who are, actual officials who assess these, various injuries due to car crashes or at the very least, they attempt to kind of acknowledge the reality and assess the credibility of the claims of the injuries that took place in various incidents that occur. And that happened in regard to this already. And it seems as if everything's in question. It seems like none of this makes sense to them.
I mean, they asked a doctor here, like, just kind of, what's your professional opinion? And he just kind of gave the, like, well, theoretically, it is possible, because the idea being like, oh, she could have ruptured something and it wasn't immediately noticed, and then later, but even then, this seems wild. This is because they've completely walked back the dying thing. So I don't know. I mean, I think maybe there's some deep dark Epstein's angle here, but I think we might just be dealing with some crazy fucking broad, really. And
Yeah, no, I mean it's possible.
Yeah.
But again, it very well like something that I had mentioned this morning that I think is
Mhm.
worthwhile in acknowledging as a potential reality is the fact that what happens if you're like a Paul Benassi, right? And like you are a victim of the network, but you then become a procurer for that very network, right? And then it's like, well, now how long does it take before you're just a member of that very network and facilitating its existence? And in what way have you really? When do you stop becoming the victim? When do you stop being that victim? I mean, it's not as if your abuse never existed, but I'm just saying, it's like, how much can you justify based on your prior abuse? I mean, what the fuck are we trying to, it's just like, honestly, something I can't accept,
Yeah.
So I'm just using that as an example, as like, what if she used the credibility? Who are the victim witnesses that have been spotlighted in the media in regard to Epstein, and then you use that very credibility you've gained in that concept.
They get these girls. The whole thing. You hear. I believe him. I'm sure it was probably either Virginia and / or Maria Farmer. When you hear their firsthand accounts, and maybe it was other girls, I'm thinking, but this is a common. It seems to be a common through line. Is they usually would get these down on their luck girls. And they go, oh, I know somebody who will pay you $50, $100, 200, whatever, and all you gotta do is rub these guys' backs. They like it or whatever, and then they tell them, oh, if you bring some of your friends, we'll give you $50 or whatever. And so then it becomes it literally from the jump. It's already like essentially a pyramid scheme type thing. Like you bring in some friends and you'll get some kickbacks, and there's this carrot and stick. There's a reward, and that doesn't mean that it's like not okay. These are children, but it is like it's this like consent vampire game where it's like, obviously me and you would say these are children, they can't consent, but it's just this sliding scale that from the start, from the very moment they brought in, this was always like, in a certain sense, from their perspective, it's this idea of like there was always consent. It was always your choice. In their head. It's just that you're being manipulated from a young age when you're not really in a position and then they just keep taking that. That's kind of the magic. Is right, like how you really fuck with someone's head is it's not anything that technically anyone made them do. It's just that like you just drag them down, strung them along, these continual yes, okay. And then them like kind of going along with the program. So yeah, you do. You're just slowly, as you're going through, you're becoming more and more part of the process. So
exactly, yeah. And what is it, Jesus Hendricks or Jesus Hendricks? I'm not sure, but he just kind of pointed out that he thinks Maria Farmer is a little more credible as an Epstein victim, but they're both a little unhinged. You can't forget, if these women are truthful, then they've been through horrifying psychological torture. Yeah, absolutely, man. And I attempted to make that point this morning as well. Like, it's always this way, right, Jose? Like anytime we're trying to assess the credibility of some of these victim witnesses, it's like they come off in a very strange way, often. and why wouldn't you if you've been traumatized to that extent? I mean, clearly you would have been affected in some sort of way that would be very long lasting, and something I probably can't even conceptualize or wrap my head around. So, that's a possibility, but we always have to at least factor that in. But of course, like, I'm only drawing into question how strange, these narratives are, and the timing of the narrative. That is why I was mostly questioning, could this possibly be some sort of contrived limited hangout in order to affect the Epstein disclosure? Is that possible?
Right, we're all begging for this to come out. One of the major fucking victims comes out looking like a fucking loon right now. Right, so I mean, it does kind of, that would be like, and we just had Durst recently that I thought it was kind of interesting how he put it, the idea that like, that he spun it how like, oh, if they're not going to redact all the victims because some of the people being accused are victims. I was a victim. So like the idea that like the people being accused in these documents in a certain sense, you can make the argument these are theoretical victims, because it could be that they're being. It's just I don't know. I just find it interesting. I guess let's transition from child rape to child rape murder. So I guess you wanted to talk about the Cotton Club murders, which I think that kind of ties into our future child trafficking foray that we're going to go into. I guess a little bit kind of our Chickenhawk type talk that we had to begin with as well. So buddy, I'll pass it off to you.
Buddy. Like I was unprepared whenever I ventured into these waters in regard to just how each and every time that I find myself in these areas of interest and investigating these various threads that are overlapping in nature with every single thing that we discuss, I'm again just surprised. And I for the life of me, I can't really explain why, because at this point it's becoming far more just I'm kind of like cementing in that conceptual outline as far as how connected this truly is. This is the usual suspects almost. It's like so much more of a smaller community than you could ever imagine being responsible for a lot of these domestic clandestine operations and covert ops that have been leveraged against us in many ways over time and held, at least heralded by the media as like these historical scandals that we cannot make sense of. But in reality, if you pry below the surface to any real level in an objective way, and you're attempting to, actually truthfully come to some sort of conclusion that you have no you're at least pursuing it unbiased, and that's the goal, because you can't have can't play the political game and research these areas of interest and come away with any sort of worthwhile conclusion, I think, because you're just going to fall into the traps that are we're all predisposed to. But again, these are preordained outcomes based on the ideology you embrace. So here we go, right? It's like this is the risk you run, and why I always mention that as being a vulnerability in many of our psychology, as far as our psychology in general is concerned. But holy shit! I'm sorry. I'm just really.
I'm just vamping until the words that I really mean to say come into my head, and then let me tell you about the statistical meaning of.
How dare you? How dare you, dude?
I've taken Peterson lessons, buddy.
Apparently, but no, I swear, I went and I was scheduled to do an interview last night with Big Truth, the homie Big Truth, who I got to meet for the first time. He's super cool guy. He does the Big Truth podcast. He's runs a motorcycle
Is he
shop.
A fat guy? I would imagine being like a big burly guy.
He looks like a bigger
hey, I'm Big Truth.
Definitely a huskier dude. Got a crazy ass beard, dude. Legit beard, bro. And did I do a Kamala? Tim Tuttle, fuck yourself, dude. How dare you, brother? You're supposed to be showing me love, man. How dare you? I tried to shout you out on whatever it is. I fucked up your Twitter handle.
Well, he's saying you're doing the Kamala word salad.
The word salad. I know.
Where you go. And that's why child rape, we don't like child rape. And we always come back to these rapists that rape children. And we don't like child rape, and they should stop raping the children.
Yo,
well,
someone else is in the house.
Who's that in the house?
Jazz 722.
Okay, why do we care about that?
I gotta go take a piss anyway, and then
in the. I thought you were saying in the Rumble chat. I was like, is it a fucking rant? Or
Don't laugh.
All right, we're gonna bring on Jazz. We're bringing you on.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right. I'm hopping on. We're bringing on Jazz. What's up, dude? Oh shit.
Jazz,
what's up, dude?
Yeah, so I don't really have anything to talk about, but I just saw you guys are waiting for someone to call in, so I figured I do.
It works. Hell yeah, dude. What's up?
I just started supporting Austin, so.
Hell yeah, we're here for it. Oh, okay. Well, cool.
I kind of just
Austin's
wanted to say that I liked Austin's show with Sam Tripoli, but I don't really have anything going on.
Oh, okay, cool. We thought you were hopping in to shoot the shit. Austin just left right in the middle of a point, and then I don't know if he forgot his notes and just said, "Fuck this, I'm gonna leave," and I'm just gonna leave them high and dry. Didn't even leave us a topic to talk about. Nothing. This is bizarre, Jules. Just
Indeed.
throwing us a.
Usually
all
does.
right. Yeah. Just. All right. Should we just end the show? What even is this? Unburdened by what's in your bum from Lance Ripa. Yeah, he did just leave. What even are the fucking cotton mouth killers or whatever the fuck? What are those? There we go, Austin. You just left. You like made this big build up, of a topic.
I told you.
Did this whole Kamala word salad, and then like we're all just like, okay, all right, Austin, we're waiting, and then you just left, and then just like,
Yeah, I came on complimenting you and you left.
I was about to piss all over myself, right? I'm sorry. It was necessary.
All right.
First of all, who is this? What's up, brother?
Yeah, this is
Josh722. How you doing?
Yeah, John. I should just put my name
John.
in.
Okay,
But-
nice to meet you, man. Nice
Yeah.
to meet you. Thank you for.
I ping you every once in a while on Twitter to give you my schizo theories.
Hell yeah.
And
What
then-
is do I follow you?
Maybe I don't tweet a lot.
Okay. All right. Well,
I just
hit me up.
your-
Hit me up because I'll definitely follow you after this. But so honestly, do you have any questions to start with?
No. Like I said, I told these guys why you were pissing, but I subbed to your Patreon. I like your show with Sam AAA, and just want to let you know you guys are killing it over there.
Thank you, man. Thanks
for supporting, man.
Man,
Yeah.
Sam's the fucking best. I don't have to continue to repeat myself, but I just
That's how I found all you guys through same show. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you right now, brother. Like, dude, we all are, just like I said on William Ramsey. Like, we are effectively all disciples of Sam Tripoli at this moment. Like, honestly, because I feel like he's just helped spotlight our work to an extent to where it's at least not as if that's the only thing that I'm concerned with and that I appreciate about him, but the fact of the matter is that he has just really out of the kindness of his own heart kind of went out of his way to spotlight our content, and there's nothing more that than I could appreciate, honestly, as far as just like, again, law of abundance, brother, right? Like,
right.
you just have to be willing to work hard enough to earn the seat at the table, and as long as you are, then hey, man, the conversations are there to be had. But yeah, all right. Sorry, Jose.
All right, Austin. We all love Sam, but tell us about this child rape murders that were occurring that they refer to as the Cotton Club murders.
The Cotton Club murders.
Go,
dude! It's so crazy. And by the way, so I go and I had mentioned.
Let me tell you about how great Sam is.
Stop it,
Go.
man. I go and I do. At least I'm like.
Are you like, you just really not want to talk about this topic?
Dude, I do, motherfucker. Let me introduce this shit.
Every time, let me tell you,
my
I was just on this one dude's show the other day.
Wow. So there's the point.
Did you just like not bring notes? Are you just challenging yourself to see how long you can prepare to talk about a subject without talking about it?
Hey, Bobo McCord knows what's up, dude. All right? Let me cook, man.
All right.
Let me do my thing, all right? So the Cotton Club murders obviously refers to these 1983 murders of this theatrical Roy Radin, right, who was trying to break into the film industry with a movie about the New York nightclub. And this movie was called The Cotton Club. But what I think was interesting is that as I go in, dude, fuck you too, Jacob. Every single one of you guys, man. But honestly, so I go in, I'm prepping for this show, and I'm kind of prepping last second, because that I overscheduled myself like an asshole this week, and so I basically had to shift things around at the end of the day, because I go on and do this show and we end up like talking for basically an hour and only recording 20 minutes of it, and then he gets kicked from the whole entire from the whole stream, and he never gets back because apparently his internet was out in the entire community. So that kind of sucked, but we rescheduled. But the point is that as I'm prepping for this, I go in and we're going to discuss the ultimate evil, right? The Process Church, at least, and Jack Parsons and various connections there with the OTO and different layers that, of course, include this occult framework and the occult underground. And I discovered that these victims of the Son of Sam were apparently, one of the victims was named Donna Loria, and Donna Loria and Jody Valenti. And they were victims in the Bronx, right, in 1976. Possible motive for being targeted was, here's a note, that Loria was an ambulance technician who might have become aware of a drug ring involving Nugan Bank, which instantly involves Iran-Contra, instantly involves Danny Castellero's Octopus, directly involves, the Whack and Hunt corporation that was a private construct that was, of course, a CIA cutout for Gladio domestic terror operations, destabilization tactics. And this individual, Donna Loria, involved in the Nugan Bank, that of course imported Golden Triangle heroin into the U.S. through right, these various aspects that directly connect to the Fort Bragg murders, and how you have the cadaver connection, where you have this international drug trafficking operation being conducted, where it's being distributed domestically through these military bases, Fort Bragg being one of them. And so, again, just discovering that connection alone really just blew me away. And then I go into, of course, like I had discovered Roy Radin, a while back, and I had it was basically he had like a mansion in upstate New York that was basically kind of like Roy Cohn's operation, where they were it was human compromise. They were sexually blackmailing people with they would have underage individuals there who they would, usually dress up and try and act as if they weren't underage in many ways. At certain parties, I think, were a little bit more sadistic than the others. But yeah, it's
not everything could be a pink ballet. So.
Exactly, yeah. Man. And so when I discovered this, man, and I'll show you guys, because this is like, again, this is the LaRouchePub.com, which is like basically Satanic Murder Inc., if you will, and something that connects all these Process Church, just the various threads that are overlapping and kind of tie back into this overall network where, oh my God, another thing. I couldn't even believe that Mama Cass Elliott was apparently involved in being, apparently she was recruited, which was something that I was unaware of as well. So right before we lay out the dirty details.
There's a Warbell connection too. I just saw
There's a Warbell connection, brother. Here we go again with Sirhan, right? And the Sharon Tate connection that was really illustrated best by Ed Sanders, who he has a book on really a lot of what had to do with the process and the Son of Sam. And but there was this FBI report, okay, and this information linked Sirhan with the English Satanists, and by the way, English Satanists are of course the Process Church because of Robert de Grimston, Marianne McLean de Grimston, their direct connections to L. Ron Hubbard and the Scientology aspect of these things. So again, you have a direct connection to Scientology that I think people are, and this is starting to make more sense in regard to Dana's work. Yeah. I'm starting to understand things a little bit more.
Yeah, I need to hit her up. We should try to get her on before. I know she's had her stuff with her mom, so I don't know what's her schedule looking like. But
as soon as she's ready, I would love to have a conversation.
So, absolutely. And we will not talk about any woman drama because I don't care.
Yeah, I won't bring it up at all.
Yeah.
But so this is crazy because this FBI report about Sirhan's connection to the process was all of course redacted, essentially blacked out, received by the Yonkers Police Department during the Son of Sam investigation decades later. Investigators in Yonkers verified that what was in the blacked out sections, and it corresponded with what the INS officer wrote in his 1974 report regarding Sirhan attending parties on behalf of the Satanist English cult, including one at Sharon Tate's place, Sharon Tate's residence. No understanding, again, you already know the similarities between the Jeffrey McDonald murders at Fort Bragg and the Manson murders, and then the connections to Manson in the process.
All right, so I'm still trying to process this. So maybe I'm misunderstanding. Is what being said is the person making these claims about Sirhan with these connections is also the same person who was going to Sharon Tate's, or am I missing? What's the connection here? Because I'm just trying to.
This is an FBI report that is making the right. That's basically explaining that.
Yeah, it's in the report.
Sirhan,
okay.
Yeah. Attended a party on behalf of the Process Church at Sharon Tate's residence, which is very interesting.
Okay. Well, all right. Yeah. Well, I was just seeing the female informant part, so that's I was just trying to find the actual who said it. So the female informant. So I think I was correct. Yeah. So it's a female informant who claimed all this. So okay, there's a female.
Report was basically revealed was due to this informant, obviously, and what they had to provide. But you had Carl George, the television reporter at CBS, who apparently he claims that he met at the Tate LaBianca trial, alleged that a sheriff's office homicide detective stated he could link Sirhan in Pasadena to a member of this Process Church, the English Satanic cult. INS criminal investigator Richard Smith, this is the most important aspect of this kind of aside of Sirhan and his connection, that an LA law enforcement agency, right? And again, INS criminal investigator Richard Smith, this is a report that he stated, this LA law enforcement agency had a female informant who averred that the English Satanist group had commissioned Manson to kill Sharon Tate. Larson asked Smith about the informant and was told it was a person who alleged that she had been in the same room at the same time that Satanists let out an order for a contract for Manson to kill her. The reason for the contract, as Larson stated in a report, was something that she unfortunately overheard that she was not supposed to overhear, either in regards to Sirhan or about him. At this point in the conversation between Larry Larson and Richard Smith, the conversation had gone on for 1/2 hour or longer, and Smith had answered every question freely and had shown Larry Larson every document he had with him. And Larson reported the following. And then I asked the obvious question, what did Sharon Tate allegedly overhear? And he said, I cannot discuss that. It's a matter of national security. Smith elaborated after a question by Larson that it had nothing to do with Colonel Paul Tate and Tate's intelligence activities. Dude, just saying that there might be a direct intelligence affiliation with Sharon Tate's familial connections. What are we doing here? There's more to this story, right? Let alone Mama Cass and her involvement. There's a part here that I actually highlighted because I felt it was very interesting and important. And that was this update on Mr. Real Estate, this Alfred Hunt Howell, who was Alfred Hunt Howell was allegedly named Mr. Real Estate for the Son of Sam cult. And Howell was an investment banker at Citibank from 1937 to 72, a director of the YMCA from 1950 to 84, and a trustee of the American University of Beirut, which draws direct parallels to how Mark David Chapman, also of New York City, also very much connected to Lebanon and the YMCA, points out that Howell was president of the Cleveland H. Dodge Foundation, which was an alleged CIA money conduit. What the fuck? Honestly, man, when you start to understand, this is far deeper than we ever could even imagine and conceptualize, especially the average person. Hey, this is the cavdef.org, brother. I'll send it to you. It's the mind control thread on that website. I'll send it to you, Jacob, on Twitter. But so this Nikolaj Aman confessed in 98 to being involved in murdering Howell, who was reported in 96 to have died of natural causes, claims that young artist named Billy, who attended rituals at Untermeyer Park, later identified the cult leader Moloch at the 96 funeral of Howell. One comment identifies Peter Shane, described in Terry's book as a Yonkers police officer who worked with the cult, as likely being John McCabe, the former husband of Wheat Carr, the Carr family, who's directly implicated in the Son of Sam murders. So one comment by the blog author James says that Hal was naval intelligence, and another comment by him says that Hal was vice president at Citibank during the time that the bank was melting down Nazi gold to recast into U.S. gold bars. One comment refers to FBI reports in which various informants called the Process Church the strong arm of the Church of Scientology. So again, it's just, this is reinforcing detail. These are reinforcing details that fall perfectly in place with the case at hand, that I'm already well aware of many of the crucial details involved, that this falls perfectly in place as if it's a puzzle piece, the perfect shaped puzzle piece that you could ever imagine. And Mary Brunner, a member of the Manson family, moved back to Wisconsin, which again, you go back to, Detective Rothstein, dude, he traced this. Remember Interstate 9094 killings. Like, this is traced all the way, through Minnesota, Wisconsin, like North Dakota, and all the way to the West Coast from upstate New York. So you have these various informants called, the Process Church, again, the strong arm of the Church of Scientology, which is very interesting in itself, because I think Scientology is obviously an intelligence construct.
Well, I mean, the process is like aptly named because it's like, seems like a detached, like psychological term almost. And I think it is like it is the process. It is, I think it almost seems like it's a distilled version of, like, I guess whatever the fuck that phenomenon that we describe so often when we talk about MK Ultra, DID, like dissociative, this, that, like, it's like, it is that. But then Scientology is like it more dressed up woo-woo in science, in like in a new age cult that I think kind of has been able to be more cult-like. I mean, they're able to kind of distract it, make it more woo-woo. I mean, even then, the auditing and that stuff is kind of, I think, at its core, kind of the same thing. It's very much a lot of the similar cult things where, like, they do all these weird mind games. They get you to admit something to someone, which is kind of similar to Catholicism and other religions. But anyways, it is kind of like that same crux thing that's at a core of a lot of different religions in general. But I guess you could almost say mind viruses. So it's like that's what the process is tapping into. But like it's more of like a darker, more militant version of it almost. It seems to be more of a blunt object version of it, whereas Scientology was probably a little bit more of a nuanced product in that regard. So yeah.
This is the last point I have before we move on and finish with at least a few details on the Cotton Club murders before we want to pivot anywhere else before we end. But
essentially, it's a process to create Manchurian candidates, basically.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is. So it's like you have all these process members, and you're like, oh, these are all people who have undergone a process of some sort. So,
dude, it has to be this. And by the way, like the occult blood ritual aspect of it all, I think is something that, like you realize,
the initiation, the inundated. It's the It's all these different,
Yeah, man. And beyond that, I think that it draws in the ideology of the OTO and Aleister Crowley, obviously, and you begin to realize that there is no real distinction as far as there's no difference in my mind, but between what the process practice and the OTO and Thelema, like, honestly, man, with Harold Weisberg, this individual waiter cook at the Ambassador. I've mentioned before, I haven't named him, but during the time of RFK's assassination, this process member also notes that the daughter of Alistair Cook himself at the Ambassador Hotel when Kennedy was killed was a process member. So that is another direct connection into Sirhan being a member of the process, or at least affiliated with that organization, attending parties at the Sharon Tate residence, and being at, first of all, directly connected in with an individual who works at the Ambassador Hotel where the shots were fired in the pantry at RFK, which that alone, what? So it's not only Howard Hughes connected intelligence cutout that's providing Thane Eugene Cesar as the hitman to moonlighting as a security guard to assassinate RFK, but you also have this occult context that is entirely unacknowledged by the vast majority of people who have no understanding of the ideologies in place that are really a part of, like, I mean, you look at Catcher in the Rye, right? That I covered with William. It's a mind control manual. So what the fuck is the process? It's like an organization that kind of like, it seems to pursue these various methods that are very sophisticated in nature, that directly implement these sort of mind control tactics and strategic aspects of kind of the goals that they attempt to achieve in creating, these malleable assets. So anyway, I don't know, dude. Like that alone, like just trying to like figure out. This was just in my prep work for the interview for the show, and I was just like, my God, I didn't realize that. And of course, every single day I'm discovering more and more layers that
every day,
yeah, right. It is the eye of the Chickenhawk, right? And we're in the midst of it. We're surrounded by these layers we can't quite conceptually understand, but yet in the attempt,
all these chicken fuckers.
It's all these chicken fuckers, man. And so anyway, you asked me, and I will finally discuss this until you tell me you don't want to.
Okay.
But honestly, man, like when I discovered this, I couldn't even believe what was happening. But again, like when I kind of the thread that led me into this area
is this only a one-page article?
Yeah, it's very small.
Send this to me. I will cover this on the morning dump tomorrow.
Okay.
Because we are at hour 45, so we can do a full deep dive. No, I just was like, instead of just letting you know that we were going to cover it all. So if there's something sort of, if you do want to quickly go over something, otherwise I'm going to read this entirely tomorrow. So,
dude,
but we are a little late too, so.
Yeah. Hey.
If you do want to fucking just say, hey, check out Jose's coverage tomorrow, I'm cool with that too. But there's something that connects into some other shit you just said that you felt like it's worthwhile mentioning now. That's cool too. So
yeah, honestly, man, it's just really this ties in directly to, of course, what I covered with the Ultimate Evil, right? The process episode that has done so well. I think that it's mainly because
ties in everything.
Yeah, it connects into everything. Yeah, it's like one of these never-ending threads that it continues to reveal these extraordinary aspects of these cases that you have to be much more plugged in at a deeper level to be able to kind of retain how important some of the information is, and so but yeah, really just the very beginning is it basically just outlines what you can finish covering tomorrow, which is just that one, you have, this is the point of the ultimate sacrifice and the David Berkowitz murders. I honestly believe that you look at the occult nature of the holidays that these killings happened around surrounding these various occult holidays. No way in my mind, no way in hell was it a coincidental consequence. This was all for ritualistic purposes, right? and so you have this Hollywood producer who, by the way, I mentioned Jose. It's another thing when we'll have to continue on this path because there's so much more to this. So even when you do cover this tomorrow, like we'll be able to kind of like, consistently pursue this thread of interest and investigation because, man, it's just like Roy Cohn's mansion in Massachusetts, the one in upstate New York for Roy Radin. Same exact fucking scenario was taking place. It was a strategic human compromise. That's what it was, and so you have, a well-known West Coast cocaine trafficker linked to the Medellin cartel involved. How is this not directly associated with this Gladio network of distributing the of course
Bell,
brother. At this point, fuck it. Cover it tomorrow. We'll have a much deeper conversation
for sure
at a certain point in the future in regard to a lot of these connections. So, this
with
is
that. Let's get out of here. Jazz, you got anything? You got any plugs? Otherwise, we'll let you go. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you joining us, hanging out. You want to send any final words out to the wide world of already dead out there?
You guys do a great job. I check in the morning dump now and then when I'm not working, and it's good to have on the background while I'm working.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
Brother.
Yeah, it's
nice to meet you, man.
All right, we're gonna let you go. Jules, let people know where they can find you. We'll get out of here.
All right, guys. Great Pilled Pod on Twitter. Great Pilled _podcast on Instagram, Rumble, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, patreon.com/Great Pilled Podcast. We just started do an esoteric book review, back to doing those, but they're Patreon only, guys. Chapter 1 of Initiates of the Flame. Basically is talking about the altar of the, where the certain rituals happen and, the symbolism, and it's pretty cool. So if you're into that kind of stuff, go over to Patreon. And tomorrow night going live after Tower Gang,
Hell yeah.
With John Lee Chowbeck, and I think Adrian's going to join us as well.
Wednesdays for the boys, baby.
Cool shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for coming and hanging out, guys.
Fuck yeah, dude. Austin, let them know where they can find you at, bud.
Word, brother. Yeah, you guys know patreon.com/the Underclass Podcast. And man, I don't know. I nothing but love. Check out the morning dump from this morning. And I'll be back. I'll probably be back, honestly, before the end of the week, brother. You'll see me. I just got to prep for Monica on Friday, and I had to shift some stuff around because you were right. I overscheduled myself. I'm an asshole.
I'm telling you, you're gonna have to be. It doesn't feel right, but you're gonna have to start being a dick and start You're gonna be a hot commodity here soon. You got to start doing like, is this someone worth my time? I know it's a shitty way to look at it, but it's like, you got shit to do. You can't be on every fucking 300 subscriber fucking show. You got shit to do, but
I just honestly, I have to prioritize. I'm behind as it is on my own solo projects, so just something that once you feel like you're about to have a panic attack, maybe you overscheduled yourself. So that was something I had to kind of come to terms with. But anyway, you all know, nothing but love. Jose, I love you, brother. Jules, you know that I love you as well, man. And you guys, I love you too, man. Just if you can at all, and anything I've ever done resonates with you, you know where to support me is Patreon. And beyond that, Tim, go fuck yourself, dude. Can't believe you've been stirring the pot in this way, man. I'll never forget this. I straight up plugged his ass on whatever this is. You bastard. Anyway, all right, go ahead.
Well, for those who want to support what we're doing, make sure to leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Leave a 5-star review on iTunes and Spotify. None of that costs you anything. That's all free. If you guys actually want a product for supporting the show as well, you can get the single blade safety razor from Noud Shave Co. It's much better than that multi-blade nonsense. It gives you a much smoother shave. It's a lot better for your skin. And you can get 10% off. Use Jose at checkout. It's a lot cheaper than the multi-blades on top of all that. It's from a company that doesn't hate your guts as well. Has similar values. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Use Jose at checkout at adoshaveco.com. And if you do want to directly support the show, the best way to do that is patreon.com/nowayjose2020. Cash is king, baby. I mean, there's no better way to go about it. Just give me money. And that's at patreon.com/nowayjose2020. The lowest level is $2. That gets you early access to episodes. Doing 1 to 2 a week behind the paywall with 4 at, trying to do with 4 at all times. So pretty good little fucking barrier there. So, you're getting stuff about a month earlier than the pores. You also get an ad-free RSS feed. Then also you can get the video call function that you saw today. That's on Already Dead. So that's me and Austin both put that out, that you can get that function. But also my highest level of my patrons, my sponsors, I read them off every episode. It's a big thank you to them. I have my co-host on Tower Gang at Tower Gang Toad, also have at Brigade D's, at ZOVRECK, at _Invisible, Tim Tuttle, at John Klebold, Will Bells, Delicious Blueberry Rabbit Eye Wine, big fan of the show, Torn Maiden, at INWARD Lover. Follow me on Twitter at Tower Gang Jose. That's where you can tag me and stuff to bring up on the morning show. It's probably a good way to go. What's up?
One last thing, guys. We got merch. Toplobster.com.
Merch, baby.
I didn't want you to forget, bro. So sorry for interrupting, but Already Dead merch. We got some Operation Gladio hoodies, hats. I just ordered a couple shirts.
Fuck yeah.
Got the Terran Cheeky didn't kill himself. Kenneth Trinidad didn't kill himself. Those shirts are back. The No Way Jose logo. So
fuck yeah.
Y'all go over
God, sling them fucking shirts.
You're gonna bring some merch, Jose?
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm planning on bringing some merch when we go on Jake. So that will probably bring a bunch. Probably bring a stack for Jake and his people, and then me and you to wear on the show. So yeah.
Awesome, man.
Well, with that, guys,
in the private chat too. So
hell yeah, dude. We're gonna cover that tomorrow. Pop in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'll be again the next day, 10 a.m. Eastern. The day after that, then after that's a weekend. Yeah, pop in tomorrow. I'll hang out with y'all then. Love y'all. Also tomorrow, fucking Tower Gang. With that, we're out of here. Love y'all. Deuces. Bye bye.